In your headlines, NHIB wears blue to recognize Autism Month. The Edward Gartland Youth Center hosts an exclusive evening of art. And the Shore Club is up on the poll for the most Instagrammable hotel. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Penales delivering the latest from across the country this Monday, April 4th, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. Board members and staff of the National Health Insurance Board wore customized blue t-shirts on Friday, April 1st to join forces with health and special need organizations around the world in promoting autism awareness. We bring you the details. The month of April is recognized as World Autism Month, with the 2nd of April acknowledged as Autism Awareness Day. Autism is a lifelong non-progressive neurological disorder typically appearing before the age of 3 years. The word autism means a developmental disability significantly affecting verbal and nonverbal communication and social interaction. Commenting on Autism Awareness Day, Minister of Health and Human Services Honorable Jamel Robinson stated, "The conversation has long started and we see, hear, and as a community feel the growing concerns of the increase in children with autism in our community. While most of these concerns are aimed at educational and social development resources for persons on the autism spectrum, autism is a neurological disorder, and so proper care and educational development for a child, adolescent, or adult begins with proper diagnosis. This Autism Awareness Day, I encourage all parents and legal guardians who notice any developmental delays in their child to seek proper diagnosis. That is the right place to start." Currently, the National Health Insurance Board does not provide specific benefits for persons on the autism spectrum outside of access to health care generally. Honorable Robinson stated, "There is assistance available throughout the Ministry of Health and Human Services for persons on the autism spectrum, from diagnosis to treatment and beyond. The Ministry of Health and Human Services is working closely and tirelessly with the Ministry of Education to increase and improve the current resources available. We are in the process of developing and designing programs that will enhance the lives and provide impactful educational development of persons with special needs." On April 2nd, organizations and community all around the world wore blue in honor of World Autism Awareness Day. It is all part of Lighted Up Blue, a campaign spreaded by the organization Autism Speaks that aims to foster understanding and acceptance for those with autism. Honorable Robinson stated, "I commend the National Health Insurance Board for taking this initiative on Autism Awareness Day. It is important as a community to unite for the purpose of public education and awareness on special needs, particularly autism, for the month of April. Wearing blue for the month of April shows that we not only understand what autism is, but also that we support and accept them as well, and that it is important." This past Saturday, an array of local and international artists displayed their amazing work at the 7th Annual Exclusive Evening of Art exhibition. We bring you the details. The Edward Gartland Youth Center's famous art exhibition was this past Saturday at the Shore Club Resort, where persons from all over got the chance to swoon over captivating art pieces provided by local and international artists, all in support of the Youth Center's mission with the youth of the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Tonight is the 7th Annual and Exclusive Evening of Art. It's an event that we host annually to help raise funds for the Edward Gartland Youth Center. One of our projects that we've been working really diligently on is a music studio, and this goes towards that. So we are one step closer to our vision and our dream, and tonight we were able to showcase just some of the talent that our country has, but that our youth have, and being able to provide them with the quality environment to actually manifest that was sort of like shown. So the original song, the dance performances, the singers, all were from the youth center, and that's what we did with something small. We just can't imagine what we can do with something really big, and that's our goal, and we'll continue to push forward on that.
Conveniently located at the Youth Center is a state-of-the-art recording studio which was opened before the hit of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since its opening, the Youth Center has reportedly been host to over 150 children working on their own pieces. The studio has allowed music for events, including the TCI Film Festival, and now subsequently allowed for an original song to be produced and recorded for an exclusive evening of art.
I have to say I worry every year that tickets aren't fully sold, but definitely we were sold out. This was a sold out event, and our numbers reflect that, and we just had an amazing night. So thank you to everybody that came to support.
Newswatch gathers that preparing for the event took numerous months as different aspects and times were considered and needed to be planned carefully.
Preparing for this event is months and months of work on the side of the artists, on the side of then creating the show. We spend at least 3 or 4 days in this room transforming it. So you'll have come in the ballroom before. We transform it into something magical that we hope that people will remember. So every year we just try to make it a little bit different, and this year I think we did that and actually exceeded our expectations.
As it's important for the public to be aware of how the proceeds made at charity events work as funding for projects at the youth center, Forbes was inquired on the funding process and all of the wonderful things happening at the youth center.
Well, it goes towards a lot of things. So people make pledges at this event, and those pledges go to our music studio. So last year we actually created a music studio. I don't know if you've been down there.
Not yet.
So we have a small music studio. If you were in the room, you would have heard the song that was produced and written there, which was amazing. And our next stage is that we're building a bigger facility for that. Now, obviously, in terms of what else do we do at the youth center and the different programs, we offer programs every day, Monday to Saturday, for the young people, 10 to 18. Our programs range from tutoring, sports, boys and girls clubs, life skills, jewelry making. So we try to just cover a little bit of everything for everyone.
Don't go anywhere. More Newswatch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Luxury Travel Advisor down to its last 2 hotels in the running for Most Luxurious Hotel 2022, as Islanders are encouraged to log on and cast their votes. Details in this next story.
Well, the results are in. Just a year after its 2021 victory, the Shore Club Turks and Caicos is once again Luxury Travel Advisor's most Instagrammable hotel in the world for a second year in a row, making history as the site's first ever repeat champion. The voting began with 64 hotels from countries across the world, ultimately dubbing the Shore Club this year's champion against Wild Waters Lodge in New York. Shore Club secured 51.4% of votes, with over 145,000 people voting in the final round, 74,637 in favor of the Shore Club, and 70,509 for Wild Waters Lodge. The article also shared a quick tip for persons who plan on visiting the resort, sharing that the most popular location for Instagram shots at the property is on the hotel's colonnade pool swings. Congratulations to the Shore Club on their big win.
Up next, we take a look into another event that took place this weekend at the Cheshire Hall Plantation. Take a look. Walik business owner and native of Grand Turk hosted a runway show this weekend at one of the oldest historical sites in the TCI, the Cheshire Hall Plantation. The runway show, as we understand, well assists with the preservation of the site for the future.
Today you guys witnessed my first resort line collection, and it was focused a lot around the sunset. So the colors and everything was mostly based around the sunset that would take place at Cheshire. So that was my inspiration.
Reportedly, Anya's new collection for Walik was inspired by the sunset, specifically the sunset at the Cheshire Hall Plantation. Anya explained that as the sunset was the backdrop for the show, persons could experience a mixture of beauty from the local environment and runway models, from which she got a number of positive feedback.
I think it was pretty good. I was really nervous. It was always kind of nerve-wracking, always showcasing a new collection, but I think the turnout was great. Everyone's response was really positive, so I feel that they were really receptive to the line.
Walik elucidated on the idea of the new line, where she wanted to incorporate Turks and Caicos into the fabric and create something that would be conveniently light and breathable. One would say maybe even perfect to wear on an island.
So I wanted something that's really light, breezy, represented living in Turks and Caicos, and also kind of holding a lot of tie to, once again, the sunset. So the theme was after every sunset, there's a new dawn. So we've just come out of a season of where, there was no pop of color, and the colors that you saw, I hope, brought a lot of joy to you.
Giving us an insight into what we can look forward to from Walik, Anya shared two of Walik's upcoming projects.
We have Fashion Week, and then that's based in London, and then we also have a project called A Stitch in Time that's about to start next month, and that deals a lot with rehabilitation, so I'll be working with prisoners and teaching them a skill set.
Finally, Walik shared her feelings of gratitude with Newswatch, thanking her supporters who aided her in making the runway show possible.
Check us out on Instagram. You'll see a lot of us this year, and stay tuned.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. Here's your weather forecast for April 5th, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For South Caicos on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, mostly sunny skies, high 82, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:39 a.m., sunset 7:06 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 11:16 a.m., 11:39 p.m., and low tides 5:21 a.m., 5:14 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more Newswatch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Newswatch tuned into a press conference with Honorable Josephine Connolly, where she shared an important message on climate change and made the announcement of a new event. Take a look. As seen in previous newscasts, environmentalists all over the Turks and Caicos are becoming aware of the declining global issue of climate change and pollution, and they all commonly agree on one thing. Climate change is an issue that will affect us now, and we must do something differently and act before it's too late. And it seems that it has gotten some very much needed attention.
I want to say that as a territory comprising of low-lying islands and one whose income depends strongly on its pristine coastlines, the Turks and Caicos Islands has a great interest in the issue of climate change. Following my government's attendance at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26 in 2021, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment believes that urgent action is needed to come alongside our international counterparts to support the Paris Agreement's goal of limiting global average temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Understanding the gravity of the matter at hand, Honorable Connolly revealed that the climate change conference was indeed an eye-opener for her as well as her peers.
I can say that all the OTs came together to discuss climate change resilience. And at this conference, you will meet most of them.
With that said, the Honorable Minister of Tourism made the announcement of a climate change summit under the theme, Only One Earth, Invest in Our Planet, coming very soon on Earth Day, April 22nd at the Shore Club Resort in Providenciales.
And will play host to local and regional stakeholders with key aims of raising intentions on all fronts and finalizing the implementation of the Turks and Caicos Islands Climate Change Charter. Greater ambition is required to adapt to the pertinent threats we face due to climate change, including loss and damage from extreme climatic events. And finalizing the Climate Change Charter commitment will enable the Turks and Caicos Islands to forge a resilient path ahead through unity to secure livelihoods for today and the future.
The summit is the first of its kind, and as we gather, will play host to local and regional stakeholders.
My hope is that you, my fellow Turks and Caicos Islands, will tune in, follow along, and participate in this momentous event. Climate change may seem abstract, but it is and will continue to impact all of us. It is only through collective collaboration today that we can ensure a resilient tomorrow.
Deputy Premier Honorable E.J. Saunders was also present at the conference, where he said to put forth he and his government's full support to this initiative.
As we all know, that climate change is real. Despite what some people have said, we can see that the Earth is actually warming up, and if we don't know exactly what the temperature is that it's warming up by, we can see it in the strength of the hurricanes. All before our Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane was something that would scare you. Now we're routinely seeing Category 3 hurricanes, and they're becoming the norm, and we're starting to see Category 5 hurricanes. And I'm certain, I feel pretty confident that Hurricane Dorian that entered the Bahamas a few years ago might have been something higher than a Category 5. It's just that we probably don't have any measurement that's higher than that. So we've seen them coming through, and so we have to take climate change seriously. We all have to do our part. Some of our regional leaders talk about climate justice. anything that happens around the world, particularly in this region, we feel the effects of it first. So I encourage everyone to support this conference to see how we can do our part. Every one of us can play a part in it.
The Deputy Premier exclaimed his congratulations to Honorable Connolly and her ministry for taking on the initiative and very important matter. Lormika Williams from the DECR also made her presence at the conference, sharing more information on the upcoming summit and what to expect.
As we know, a small island developing states, climate change affects us much more readily and at a greater impact. We do not have, and this is just in a layman's way, we do not have the land space, we do not have the high ground that many other larger counterparts such as the US, Europe would have to sort of, I say, run away if anything happened. So we are, even though we are one of the lower contributors, less than 1% of the contribution to the rise in our temperatures, small island developing states such as Caribbean countries, OTs, really do have to make changes in order to become more resilient to the impacts that we are predetermined to experience. So we feel that climate change is a collaborative effort, as was stated by our minister, and can only be, resilience can only be achieved through a collaborative partnership with both government and its private sector entities and getting our community on board.
The Turks and Caicos Islands' contribution to the rapidly changing climate of the world is less than 1%, as stated by Williams. However, there is still a big part to play, as the rest of the world's declining climate change can and will affect us if things get out of hand.
Only one Earth investing in our planet. We only have one. Even though we watch a lot of blockbuster movies and think about moving to Mars and or that terraforming, etc. We only have one Earth, and it's our responsibility as stewards to ensure that this Earth is inhabitable not only for ourselves, but for our future generations. The Honorable Minister Connolly spoke about 1.5 degrees Celsius rise. We are aiming to ensure that we do not exceed that amount, but at the rate we're going at this point, if we do not make concrete changes, significant changes, we will exceed that amount. So this climate change summit is a call to action. And that is why we'll be launching our climate change charter, which is an agreement that will be signed between the Turks and Caicos Island government and its private stakeholders.
That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.